Hello, my beautiful people. You'd think I have a better setup for my car, but nope. I have, did I say hello, beautiful people? But what we are talking about when we act like this, being jealous, is not uh, being a very beautiful people inside, right? Get to enjoy my spectacles nerd look today, spectacle glasses, because it's raining and I have to wear them during the rain and also when it's dark. I'm very blessed that my eyesight hasn't changed since I was 19. To update you, I have survived my itching problem so far these days, but I'm not going to be talking about that today. Just wanted to update you. And I definitely can write and talk a lot about what it feels like to be an addict. It is insanity, I will tell you, to make you go crazy. So today, yes, this is deserving of a longer episode, which I will make one and I will try to put it on my top 3 priority list coming up. Okay, so for those of you want to learn more, but I really love these little clips here on my dailies for previews, but also, so that you can go on there and listen. But also be really brief and give you some baby steps that you can incorporate right away, like I always say. Right. So in this one, what I wanted to say is whether you are annoyed or not, everything that most of everything I talk about, I will talk about cultural programming and conditioning because that influences the way we think and our behaviors and everything. Right. Duh. And some of us, though, don't realize that. I realized it early in my early 20s. Are these my thoughts? Or are these somebody else's? So, managing jealousy, and I have had different instances, obviously, growing up and feeling like this. And I knew that I want you to ask yourself, is being jealous, we'll say this can be platonic or romantic. So many things I talk about can be applied. I really want to ask yourself, as this baby step, if this is something that does bug you and something that you would consider working on, because it's going to affect your relationships. Is this being loving? Is this an act of love? Maybe even ask yourself, am I being a jerk right now? I only want that person to hang out with me. I only want them to talk to me. I only want them to spend time with me. Is that being loving? Do you want somebody to be like that with you? Right? We hear this like hypocritical thing, like we don't want people to control us, but we're doing the same thing. That's number one baby step. And this is what, you can hear me like run my mouth and do all this sort of stuff, but really part of putting in the work aside from listening is getting out that damn piece of paper and analyzing yourself. Talking does help too if you want to run your mouth with somebody else about the things that I talk about. But I'm trying to give you tips that you can incorporate, like I said, right away, but also give you things to think on and go inside of yourself. Hence the point of the writing, because so much comes out. Okay, people? So for the sake of this video not being too many words and too long, which is what I do, after you ask those questions, though, to yourself, right? Because these are, I don't even want to say it's a trait. I don't know how it would describe it as like this jealousy thing, because I know that when I would act like this, I felt like such a jerk. So whether it was life skills, how long you know the person, growing up, as somebody would say, be patient with yourself. This takes time. But if at least I can logically bring this to your attention to help you, I'm glad. Okay. So after you ask those questions to yourself, let's just give the example of romantic, right? And because in that, you really should look at your concepts about love, because does love act controlling? If you don't want somebody to talk to somebody else, right? They're mine. You don't want them to give attention. You don't, and your fear is, let me be clear because I said this wrong in the first take. You think that they are going to leave you for that other person, right? They're better than you, whatever it is. This is going back to the comparing ourselves to others, people. Because if number one, a lot of us are insecure. All of us are insecure, I feel like, onto a certain degree, even me in certain areas of my life. Okay. So you are worried that they are going to leave you for somebody better or whatever it is. Okay, the working on yourself is you are a badass, you are kick ass, you are unique, you have value. You have value to bring to the table. If somebody wants to leave you, they are going to leave you. Perhaps you just need to have a conversation with that other person, and just be upfront, which I know takes a lot of balls, and people say things and do things differently. I understand, but it could also just come into, I feel like you're going to find somebody better or whatever it is. It depends on your close. I know that's really some balls. But if they are going to leave you, they're going to leave you. And even actually with saying that, confronting is that so many different things come into life and people's challenges. So trying to control somebody leaving you, we need to have control, discipline with, not discipline, we need to have security inside of ourselves that we will be okay. Okay, we will recover. And just knowing you can stand on your own 2 feet. If you want to have another relationship with somebody else, you can. But the bottom line, I feel like with committed relationships is I'm cool with or without someone. Okay. I'm cool with or without you. That's like the roots of it. Okay. And the independence and not wanting to control these situations. Like, I do not want to share you, I do not want you talking to somebody else, all this sort of stuff. I want you to think about, and that's usually what it is of why we feel jealous. Okay, the working on yourself, the building uniqueness, and always working on you is going to help you build security. Okay, and feel good inside of yourself that you have a lot to offer the world, not only the person, a person. Okay, and I talk about diversifying love, which I think people can get confused. And I will try to explain it again. Not putting all your eggs in one basket is basically being all consumed in a relationship, right? And even with that one person you love so much, of course, you find the person that you love, but you also need to have passions and different things for yourself to distract away from being so consumed, because love can be all consuming, even in true love situations. Okay, so whether that means diversifying your love with your kids or your friends or whatever it is out there, being abundant in love. Okay, so love is a beautiful, magical thing, especially when you find it with the person for you that's willing to work on it just as much as you. Okay, so this is workable, this is doable. Okay, and praying and meditating on this. If you're going through something like this right now and you have found that person that you would like to work and walk the life journey with, we can work through this, anything, right? So finding the right match. Okay, but diversifying love, study a little bit too on Buddhism. It will talk about, I've mentioned this before, permanency, and thinking that your relationship, let's just say, is fairly good and overall that it's going to stay good permanently. Life ebbs and flows. Everybody is on their personal journey going through different things. Also, understand, I didn't make this up. I'm not the first person saying this, that I don't want to say humans were not meant to be monogamous, but I'm just saying maybe monogamous at a time, right? Is that we're going to get along with lots of different types of people, right? Especially when you become extroverted. I myself want to have the freedom to be able to talk to people and be myself, have a good time, be friendly, and spread love. That doesn't work for everybody. Not everybody likes that. Whatever, whatever. Right? Okay, I could go off again talking about this sort of stuff, which I already did. And we are trying to talk about managing jealousy. But I wanted to give you these examples of focusing so much on what the other person is doing, acting, behaving. Okay, so if it is excessive, sometimes it's just can be too much for some people. I also mentioned this before in freedom in and of self. If you're in a relationship with somebody, I would say that is high profile, and this could be right tattoo artist, bartender, a trainer, first responder. These people that tend to be in environments with lots of people all the time, if you want to say it, temptations or whatever, everybody is doing their own thing. You need to be okay with them having some sort of contact with other people. Okay? So, if you are a person that wants to control and wants to do all of that, I know that there are plenty of people out there for you if you are like that, right? Some people like to be controlled. It actually makes them feel secure and good and feel loved, okay? So that's why a lot of everything I talk about is finding your truth and what you want, okay? It doesn't matter what I think. I have my own journey. I've gone through my own things, and that's why I'm just hoping that what I share is going to help provide some insight and maybe in a different way, since everybody has a different perspective from all those other people that you can watch out on the internet. I just know one of the key pieces, this kind of goes with this, but not. The more I've overcome the negativity, the feelings about myself, why does that damn thing keep popping up? I got to fix it. It's like a thumbs up thing keeps doing it. I guess you guys would see it. More I have overcome negativity about myself, the more freedoms that I have to be myself and act from love and be of love, the happier that I am. Okay? So I might still have resting bitch face and not smile a lot and consider it a challenge. And every day I plan to make a plan. My plan is to smile more. I know I'm still not doing it. So I am going to close with saying, if this is something that you want to work on, I know for me, I was being a jerk. I knew that I was being unreasonable and this was dumb, along with some other things that have come from conditioning, the jealousy thing. There's other things, but I haven't devised my list because a lot of it becomes a blur as later in life you learn and overcome lots of areas. But if there are other things you want to work at, just look at it again. These different things, ask yourself, am I being of love? Is this an act of love? Do I want to be treated like this? And hopefully the logical part, when you want to work on something with somebody, truly do. Friendship. Romantic relationships are amazing when they include friendship. Really feel like that should be there. Sometimes people are just lusting for each other and they confuse it with love. I don't know if many of you thought of that, but some of you may not because you think that it's love. It's actually lusting. Maybe you need to ask yourself, what is love to you? Acts of love. How do people show love? How do you need to be shown love? Okay. I said I'm going to end. So I want you to think about these things logically. There's a lot of other things I talk about in terms of healing that will help this. Praying more than anything, close your damn eyes, 2 minutes, and just focus. Okay, I want to work on this. Help me work on this. Bring me somebody to help me work on this area is magnificent. You will see miracles and different things come into your life if you honestly and truly want to work on something like this. And I just think this is one of the biggest things up there culturally that a lot of us have struggled with. But you kind of really don't, I feel like you don't really know. Even if people say, like I said, work on yourself, it still takes time. And I feel like that stuff is just so deeply embedded in us. You know, the act of owning, or once you put a ring on somebody's finger or something, like you own them, this possession thing. But just know it's in your mind. A lot of these things, the way we move and the way we act, it's putting limits and boundaries on ourselves. And the love concepts, people, I think how it's modeled to you so much, you're going to just continue. Like, this would be one of those breaking patterns thing. Like, I don't know. And again, lastly, does it make you feel good when you're jealous? Like, how does that feel in your body? You know, picking one. Do I want to feel good or bad or negative? Like, what does good feel like? What does negative feel like? Jealousy just creates more um, anger, hate, more just, I just think it feeds that. And studying Buddhism more, suffering, all this stuff just causes more suffering. And these are the different things that we can do to lower the stress in our life, right? We're not trying to add stress to our life. So I hope you got some value out of this, me running my mouth as usual. And I should just consider this the longer episode. But what I was going to do in the longer episode was really just kind of give you more examples and more tips. But maybe this is good enough. So if I don't record anything over there, don't be surprised, because I still have 3 things on my list and I'm just trying to pace myself. Okay, people pleaser episode, abandonment, hunting for love. I'm going to do that one too. Okay, so good day, beautiful people. And remember, how can you say how being jealous isn't being a beautiful person, right? So think about that every time I intro my videos like that, because I keep doing this lately. It's coming back to the qualities of the love. Love heals and saves. Okay, so let's try to get as close to there as possible, and especially for ourselves. Continue to work on yourself, continue to watch videos, personal growth and all that sort of stuff, and start writing. Get the damn piece of paper out like it's old school. No keyboard, no nothing. Like there weren't any programs, even though that have been back in the day, that no documents, no nothing we can type. Well, I support that too. Direct writing comes out of writing, just starting to write all kinds of questions to yourself. Okay, and you will get the answers. Okay, bye. See you in the next video. Bye.